Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a good Sunday. It is now Sunday here in Southern California. Throughout, I guess, still the United States. It's only 2 o'clock, so um, it's 2 o'clock. 2:01. Wow, I guessed. So 5 o'clock Eastern time, I guess. Hope everybody's having a nice weekend. It is a long weekend. Tomorrow, I guess, is President's Day, and we are there's no mail, no banking, and a lot of people are off work, I guess. I just wanted to say that tomorrow is the 20th, I guess. Is it the 20th? It is the 20th, I think, right? Or is it? I don't know. Whatever day it is, tomorrow is President's Day, and I will be taking part in a heart um, clinical trial. So I'll be in Pasadena, California, and someone asked, where else do I walk? And what I do is I don't really have a set plan of where I'm going to walk. Sometimes I just happen to be somewhere, and I'll see a big park or whatever, and I always make loops around the park, or I'll just say, hey, this is kind of a cool area, maybe old town, they get some old buildings, whatever, and I'll just walk and then turn around and go across the street and walk back and pick up 2 miles that way or whatever, or a mile and a half, whatever it is. So like I said, I try to make my walks ones where they're intentional steps. So like I said before, if I get up to use the restroom, this will count that I walked. And if I get up to go, I left my paper in the car I need to get, I'd walk to the car, this will count it. So what I try to do is I try to get intentional steps. I try to get on here, on my Fitbit, it's a Fitbit, if I get like 12,000 to 14,000 steps on here, then I know I probably had 10,000 steps that were actually kind of brisk walking steps. That doesn't mean that, those other steps aren't good. They are good. It's just better to get out there really, for me, again, this is about me, for me to get out and just really walk at a more of a brisk pace, a prepared walk. Like I always said, when you're a kid, you just go out and play. Now it's like, okay, well, listen, when can I go and ride my bike? When can I go and do this activity or whatever? And we have to plan things a little bit more, to find time to do these things. So tomorrow I will be there. I think my appointment is at 10:30. I'll be in my house about 9:30. Get there, and I'll walk around that area. It's really pretty down there. It's near the Huntington Memorial Hospital. It is on the border, basically not on the border, right by South Pasadena. And South Pasadena is a little quaint town. A lot of people compare it to like Mayberry. They do that with Sierra Madre as well, Sierra Madre, California. So if you live in South Pasadena or Sierra Madre, people will call you Mayberry. And I will walk around there and just film a little bit. I can't walk too much. I have to work after that. So I'll go take care of that. Then I will walk some and film, maybe using the selfie stick, let it film that way so you see where I'm walking. And I'll show you some of the areas I do that. Some people walk around the Rose Bowl, and I think one trip around the Rose Bowl, is it 3 miles? I can't remember. It's pretty big. People think, but just like going around the track, no, it's big. So, so you'd walk outside of the parking lot area, around, and then the Royal Seiko would be like right over here, for the Rose Bowl's here, and you walk, and I can't remember which way the loop is. I've done it before, and I think it's 3 miles. They do the wiggle waggle walk thing to raise funds. I think they've held it there before. Some people wanted me to join a walking group that walks there, but it's really hard for me because I don't really have a set schedule. A lot of times, you may find this to be true as well. People run things Monday through Friday at night, or Saturday and Sunday. But if you're doing acting, or if you have a job in which you work the weekend, you're not available for that kind of thing. So a lot of people still gear things to like a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday kind of job. Let's do something after, and it doesn't really work for my schedule. Sometimes it does. So if it's a walking group that says, hey, we meet every Saturday at 10 a.m. and we meet by the flagpole, by the Rose Bowl, whatever, let's say, or at the tennis courts across the street, and there'll be a little table there that says walking group, and we all sign in, and then we go walk, whatever. I can do that kind of thing, but I really can't join a set group. I would like to join a hiking club. That'd be kind of fun. But that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. Well, that's what I plan to do tomorrow. They said it's starting getting really cold out here, and we're going to have some very low-level snow. So we're having snow, and that means we're probably going to have rain. So I got to prepare for that. Rain is coming up. I'm still doing the challenge, the St. Jude challenge. Not going very well. I haven't raised very much money. So if you do want to join, if you do want to do that, just make a donation. There are videos on the channel about that. But tomorrow I'm going to do that. And then on Tuesday, which is the day after tomorrow, people have been asking me to show them how I make these balls that you give to your dog when they have lost weight. They call them satin balls. I don't know why it's called satin. S-A-T-I-N balls. Satin, not Satan. Satin balls. And they're supposed to add weight. I had a dog that had cancer. She's very high energy. Ellen, you've seen, there's videos of her in there. Ellen at the beach, Ellen doing silly stuff. So Ellen, big dog, she had cancer. And they cut it out and they got it. So now she has a little thing on her neck, so I'm worried about that. So I'm trying to maintain her weight now. But she's very, very skinny. And you can just see your dog is getting skinny. And I pick her up. I stand on the scale, weigh myself, pick her up, and then luckily I lost enough weight that we both can be on the scale at the same time. But people have asked me to show them how to make that. There are other videos about making satin balls. The ones I make are called spirit balls because it raises the animal's spirit, like it makes them feel a lot better. So I call mine spirit balls. They're called satin balls, so I call them spirit balls. Someone asked me, could I make that? My kitchen isn't really set up for filming. I just have to kind of put the tripod in one place and make them, because what happens is your hands get really, really dirty. Not dirty, but you're using like raw meat and molasses and your hands get covered. So I usually don't stop until I'm finished. So what I do is I would just make them, stop, wash my hands, turn off the thing, and talk people through it. But people have been interested in that, and I tell them that there are other videos. They say, well, we want to see how you do it, and I can talk about some of the variables or the variations to making these. There's variations to that dietary need for a dog as there are for us. So, like I said earlier, a lot of times when you get diabetes, people say, okay, take this metformin, eat less carbs, and go and get some exercise. That's all they really tell you. They'll tell you, hey, this is a good thing. The dietitians give you some stuff. But basically, we all get the standard package. Oh, you're diabetic, here you go. Oh, you're diabetic, here you go. Oh, you have high blood pressure, here you go. Oh, you have high blood pressure, here you go. And they hand you a package of what to do, a plan to work for that. And sometimes it doesn't work the same as others. A lot of the stuff I did with losing the weight. This morning, I think about 127 pounds down from my heaviest. What I did was I just started basically doing what they told me to do. I knew what to do. Most of you out there, if you're overweight, most of you out there, if you have high blood pressure, your blood sugar is too high, maybe you have too high, your triglycerides are too high, your cholesterol is too high. Any of the factors that we have that cause strokes and heart attacks and blindness and amputation, we know what we're supposed to be doing. It's not a lack of knowledge. We have to figure out what works best for us, but we do know that they're probably right. If you're a diabetic, you probably should eat less carbs. And carbs are in everything. Carbs and salt seem like they're in everything. Sugar, you eat something that's not sweet and it has sugar. You eat something that's not salty, it doesn't have a salty taste, and it has salt. So you have to figure out for you what works best for you. For me, it's like it's kind of like a plate with different colored foods all over it. Like they call it a colorful plate or whatever. So like things like spring leaves and spinach. I can have all that I want. I can't have all the cut carrots and a lot of I can't have apple pieces in it or raisins or even that kind of stuff that would cause my blood sugar to go up. But I can get a lot of that stuff that I need from natural food versus from taking maybe an additional pharmaceutical. And that's what I try to do. So I will make those balls. I'm going to try to do it Tuesday. I've thawed out the meat. It's pretty expensive now, as you guys all know. Hamburger and meat is pretty expensive. And also, when you go to the store to buy it, you have to buy the least healthy one there is. You want to buy the one with the most fat, not the least fat. You always see like 70-30, 80-20, whatever it is. Whatever they call it. I have to read it to know what that is. So I'll make that. And I asked them, why do you want me to show you? They go, well, I just kind of trust what you do, David. I trust your thing. If you're telling me something like this, you're not lying to me. And I don't think the other channels are necessarily lying to people. We all have different views, and I don't really say anything bad. I try not to say anything bad about what other people say. If someone says to me, David, should I go on to? I see that people that have this, that are drug addicts, they all seem to be skinny. Should I be a drug addict? I'd probably say no. I can go out on a limb and say no. If there's a video about that, about using illegal drugs to maintain my weight, I know some people do take speed for that. Like little tablets or whatever. And that was actually, I think, was prescribed in the old days. I don't know, maybe in the 50s, 60s. I don't know. Someone was telling me that. I don't know if that's true. but I would say no, not to do that. But this is all about what I did and how I modified and what I modified for this. And they'll say, well, David, I saw on this channel, and they'll tell me what they see, but I'd have to watch that video to see if I agree or disagree with it. And all I could do would be watch the video and think, would I try this? And I can answer that. You know, I saw that video, and I don't really think that's something I would do. You know, type, or video. I don't think I would follow that for myself. That doesn't mean that they shouldn't follow it, or that the person who made the video shouldn't follow it, or anyone else. But for me, I probably would not do it. If I watch a video, I usually don't go out and do what they're doing, you know, because I'm pretty much set in what I'm doing. I just need to do more of the good stuff and less of the bad stuff. And that's where I am right now. So tomorrow, I'll walk and I'll film some. This is just a kind of an update of what I'll do during the week. There's some videos about Willow the car. I made a new one that shows her video of her on a Kelsey Carter music video. If you like Kelsey Carter, she got famous, well, she was already famous, but she got a lot of attention when they said she was going to put that tattoo on her cheek. That's the one, Kelsey Carter, with a K and a K. And it is, it shows the video that the car, our car, was on. So you can watch that, and that is on there. I've also got some stuff on TikTok that I've trying to figure out how TikTok and YouTube work together. I guess the shorts for YouTube is in competition with TikTok, and TikTok is now letting you make longer videos to compete with YouTube. It looks like. I don't know. Is that right? I don't know. Is that right? Oh, who knows? But tomorrow, heart, walk, work. And then on Tuesday, I have to give the lizard a bath, make balls, and it sounds kind of funny. I'm going to wash my lizard and make some balls. Sounds kind of naughty, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make balls, and I'll try to film that, just propping up the camera. I'm going to talk and be like, hi, this is what we're doing, and then I'll put the tripod down and then just make them. And then I'll wash my hands, and then I'll turn it off. So, yeah, that's what's out there. So if you want any videos made, please let me know. Someone did ask about the videos for making balls. So that's actually 2 requested videos here. One is where do I walk, and how do I find walking time and places. And I told you before, and I'll tell you now, sometimes what will happen, and I know this happens to all of you, I know this probably happens to you, you watch a show on television, you really like the show, boom, oh, it's a great show, and then you channel surf and you see, oh wait, in 31 minutes, another show I really like is on. I watch this show, and as I'm finished up the show, it ended, I went to turn off, and then it'll say, hey, coming up, and whatever, and then I look and go, wow, in 31 minutes, another show I really like is coming on. What do I do? Do I just sit in the chair and turn it to something I don't like? Maybe when I watch the news, I'll just watch the news for 30 minutes, then I'll watch the show. This is simulating the remote. I don't know if I use my thumb. Do I use my thumb? Probably. Probably use my thumb. But anyway, we see that there's going to be a show that we want to watch in 31 minutes. Wow, 31 minutes. Now I could just watch the news, or I can walk out my door and go walk for 11 minutes away from my house, and 11 minutes back. And that took up 21 of the minutes. Then I come in, you know, take off my jacket, if I'm wearing a jacket or a coat, hang it up, and sit down. So then I got 20 minutes of walking exercise. That could be a mile that I can add on right then. Or I could walk in place. What I used to do when I was really trying to maybe speed up the circumstance of my weight loss, I would walk in commercials, you know, and sometimes I forget, I go, oh, commercial. And I would just jump up and I just walk in place, you know. And as you know, some stations, when it's, especially if it's older TV, like some of the vintage retro shows I like watching, things like, you know, like Kojak, you know, I like to watch Beverly Hillbillies, Green Acres, Hogan's Heroes, Columbo, all these old shows, and they have long commercial breaks because they were made in the 50s, the 60s, 70s, whatever, maybe into the 80s, and they make these old shows, so they put a lot of commercials on there, you know, and you know, I don't pay anything to watch their channel, so they have to put those commercials. And I might get up, and there's times where you think, well, I'm just going to go to the next commercial, I'll go to the bathroom, and then I'll come back. And you think, well, then you sit down, and there's 4 minutes, 5 minutes. So, you know, what do I get up and walk in place? You know, for 3 or 4 minutes, and then I sit down. I always sit down a little bit before, as soon as I knew the show was about to come back on, you can kind of tell which is the last commercial. I sit back down. But in an hour show, you know, out of a 1 hour show, I might get 9 to 12 minutes of walking in place. And then I would sometimes even try to walk like this and watch the whole show. You know, when I was doing my challenge and it was raining, and that's more like when you go to the gym and you know, ride the bike, or you do the Stairmaster, or you do the elliptical, whatever they're doing now, the spin bike. Usually on the spin bike, you're watching somebody yell, "You're faster, 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 up, up," and you're not really watching. But in the gyms, they do have the televisions everywhere, and you can watch this while you work out. So I would do the same thing, but I didn't have any equipment here. I don't have a, you know, I don't have a bike to ride or anything inside, so I would just walk in place like this, and it's kind of bumpy, boink, 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 boink. So if I've seen this show 10 times originally in 1972, and I've seen it 9 more times since then, it's okay. I pretty much know what's happening. I'm just watching it because of nostalgia. So that's what I do. So tomorrow I will walk and I'll film. Tuesday I'll try to make balls and film that. And if you have any questions, anything you want to watch on here, there's new videos on there. I have 4 new videos about Willow that I shot. 3 of them I shot 2 days ago, and 1 of them I shot today, just to link that music video. And if you're looking for any acting work and you live in Albuquerque, New Mexico area, we have some in person, and there will be some in the future. There'll be some more on the telephone, I think. But it's pretty fun. I do it, and they are hiring. If you live in the New Mexico area and you can get to Albuquerque, they have some acting work, and it's not going to be enough that you're going to want to, you know, quit your job and go out there. You're not going to want to get a hotel room to do this kind of work. It'd be kind of like, for me, for example, I live in Monrovia, California. So I said, David, can you go to Pomona, California? I would say, sure. You know, but I would say, David, for this job, you live in Monrovia, can you go to San Francisco? No, it's too far. I wouldn't make enough money. You know, I had to get a hotel, you know, drive up there, you know, 10 hours, whatever, 9 hours to get there. So it won't be worth that. But if you're within like maybe 30 minutes, you know, in the circumference or whatever of Albuquerque area, if you're within a 30-minute drive, 15, 20-minute drive, it's probably worth it. So if you want to see that, it's in there too. Please subscribe. Please share. Please like. I'm trying to build this channel up to make it a lot bigger than it is, so I can hopefully help more people. It's also monetized. I make a little bit of money. I haven't made any money yet. People say, have you made any money yet? No. I have 10,100 subscribers, and I think we're almost to 40,000 watch hours, but I've made no money. And nobody wants to advertise on my channel, so that's okay. You know, but if you do, if you want to advertise, if you want to sponsor, please let me know. All my information is down there. My email's address on there. You can comment. You can comment on this one and everything. So anyway, until tomorrow when I film the other one, have a great evening. Bye.